Kumburgaz, a small coastal town west of Istanbul, overlooking the Sea of Marmara. Between 2007 and 2009, strange things happened here. Footage of an unidentified flying object, captured by night watchman Yalçın Yalman, became the most controversial UFO case in Turkish history. For some, this was finally the most concrete evidence of the reality of aliens. But for others, it was merely a well-timed, manipulative illusion. The year was 2007. As a security guard at the site where he worked, Yalçın Yalman observed the sky from the same spot every night. Because he had seen numerous UFO sightings but couldn't document them, he purchased a semi-professional night vision camera. He recorded footage with his camera between 2007, 2008, and 2009. The images resonated both in Turkey and around the world. The videos were truly remarkable. Sometimes the object remained stationary, sometimes it moved slowly. In footage taken in 2008 and 2009, the camera even recorded creature-like figures moving within the object. But one question remains: how reliable are these images? The camera used by Yalçın Yalman had a large optical zoom. However, this device, lacking a digital stabilizer, created intense distortion, motion blur, and reflection-induced illusions when shooting distant objects. The footage was shot facing directly into the Sea of Marmara. The frequent cruise ships, fishing boats, and distant coastal lights in that area can create optically strange reflections. Some experts argue that the metal object seen in the footage is actually an optical illusion caused by the cruise ship's double reflector. What about the beings within? According to many visual analysts, these creature-like figures could be shadows caused by the refraction of light in the camera lens or by the lens' internal reflections. Against a dark background, the human mind tends to recognize indistinct figures as faces. This phenomenon is called pareidolia. The Kumburgaz footage also received widespread attention in the international press. Ufologists enthusiastically examined the footage. The Serious Center for UFO and Space Science Research declared the videos authentic. However, authentic is not the same as real. Furthermore, we now know that the Serious UFO Agency has been deceived many times, presenting to the public even non-UFO footage as UFOs. The constant claim that the footage wasn't digitally manipulated doesn't mean it's inexplicable. Many scientists emphasize what the footage was intended to resemble, rather than what it actually represented. Astronomers examined celestial events and star movements in the region. No satellite, planet, or celestial body matched the footage. But this didn't mean the footage belonged to aliens. The truth is, science doesn't immediately accept something as extraordinary just because it can't explain it. Various hypotheses have been proposed over the years. Recording an object near the camera, e.g. a streetlight or balcony railing, at night using a zoom lens. The radar reflector of a ship at sea creating an optical illusion. Or the most debated theory, a toy or model was deliberately illuminated and filmed on a fixed surface. Yalman was the only person filming the UFO, but he wasn't alone during the filming. Others were with him. However, the fact that no one else captured the same object further fuels suspicion. This UFO, which has been visible for 3 years, appears to be visible on no device other than Yalman's camera. It's as if it were a personal UFO. I wonder why the people who witnessed this incident, along with Yalman, didn't record any UFO footage. However, something else caught my eye while watching the videos. Let's see what you think. Be sure to share it in the comments.
Işığı kıstım biraz. Ama duruyor değil mi orada?
Orada ya, baksana.
He.
Vay vay.
Önünde de bir şey var ya.
2 taneler mi?
He?
2 tane mi?
Yok, bir tane. Önünde bir şey var yani.
Ana gemi bu ya.
Ağır gidiyor ama, farkında mısın?
Yavaş gidiyor, evet.
He?
Yavaş gidiyor.
Evet. Bayağı girdim zoom'a.
Gir ya, gir.
Yeminle girdim ama elim titriyor.
Gir. Öyle bir şey yok ya.
He?
Öyle bir şey yok ama ya.
Ağır gidiyor ama, değil mi?
Çok yavaş gidiyor.
Denize doğru gidiyor.
Evet.
Abi bak, geçen ay da çekti, farkında mısın? Şurada da bir şeysi var onun.
Aren't the reactions to the UFO being filmed very dull? It's like a blank testimony to a fake incident. Just ordinary reactions. But this part really made me even more suspicious. Listen carefully now.
Uranyum mu geliyor burada? Ne yapıyor?
Bilmiyorum ama.
Enerji mi topluyorlar?
Dur ne oldu? Işık mı kısıldı?
Kıstı ışını geri
He? He?
kıstı ışığı.
Dur.
You heard it with your own ears. The person next to Yalman, whose name we learn is Salih, says of the object, "You dim the light." Yalman warns, coughs, and then the same person Salih changes his sentence to, "It dimmed the light." In other words, the speaker, momentarily distracted, admits that Yalman dimmed the UFO's light, but then corrects himself.
Dur ne oldu? Işık mı kısıldı?
Kıstı ışını geri
He? He?
kıstı ışığı.
Dur.
From this, I conclude that the object isn't a real UFO. Whatever that thing was, it was made by the people who filmed it. Why couldn't Salih, the other eyewitness to the incident, record the video of this UFO himself? Or where is he now? Why haven't they spoken about the UFO testimonies? We're probably watching a fake UFO show. Another point is that Haktan Akdoğan and his organization, who reported the incident to the world, are now completely oblivious to it. You have a UFO video with aliens inside, and years later, you suddenly go silent. There are also questions surrounding Yalçın Yalman's fate. A UFO researcher on the verge of achieving worldwide fame, according to the latest news reports, he's starting to struggle financially. As I said, why was Yalçın Yalman left alone? If it were me, I would have traveled the country with Yalman and promoted these images. Haktan Akdoğan acts as if this incident never happened. Or did he somehow realize he'd been deceived again and withdraw his support for the videos, fearing he'd be humiliated? I believe the Kumburgaz UFO incident doesn't prove the existence of aliens, but rather proves how inclined we are to believe things. We can see how those who exploit this to manipulate people. However, it's likely that everything will come to light when a confession comes from those who orchestrated this spectacle. Perhaps it will remain a dubious incident. It will perhaps be the best example in history that shows us not to believe things too hastily. If you have first-hand knowledge of this Kumburgaz UFO incident, please share it with us. Share so that in a world where truths multiply, falsehoods cannot find a place for themselves.